I am at Blue Creek Dairy Farm in Chewelah, Washington today with Buttercup, the Jersey cow. I am with my friends Stacy and Virginia, who you guys might remember from some of our older videos. We're out at their farm, Blue Creek Dairy Farm in Chewelah, Washington. This is where I used to buy my hay. Of course, you guys have now your own livestock, so you're not selling your hay, you're using it for yourselves. You've had a lot of improvements since I've last been here. What's been going on the farm?
Well, we moved into the house, which we finished, and we have our Jersey heifers that we got that we're raising up.
We started some quail and got certified as the only certified organic quail producer in the Northwest, 4th in the nation. So I have 2 mighty quail that are still laying eggs. I'm very excited about.
Awesome. So can you show us the jerseys first?
Sure, let's do it.
How old are your jerseys here?
10 months. They're 10 months old now. This is Daisy. This is Carnation. That's Buttercup back there. And then in the back over there is Rose.
So you bought them when they were just barely
8 weeks.
They were just weaned at that point, right? Are you getting a bull for them next year, or are you doing AI?
We're gonna probably do AI.
Okay, so they will be ready for that. Would it be this coming fall then?
Probably, what, we're thinking July, August? Probably July or August. Cows have a 9-month gestation, and usually most people calve them out at around 24 months. Ours are going to be a few months older than that when they calve out, just because we want to calve later in the spring.
These are your foundation for your entire dairy operation then?
That is correct. And these girls here, they're New Zealand jerseys, so they're a little bit different than a lot of the American jerseys. They're a little shorter, and they're better grazers.
What would be the weight difference between these when they're at full weight versus the standard?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it varies so much. Probably not too much.
Is the New Zealand a breed that you would recommend for someone that is on the homestead scale that maybe just wants a little bit smaller of an animal to work with?
A Jersey, I mean, it is a dairy cow, so you got to be able to deal with all the milk that they make, which is, less than a Holstein, but still can be a substantial amount of milk. But the reason we went with the New Zealand genetics is because the Jerseys in New Zealand have never really been bred for confinement operations. They've always been bred to be grazers, and so that's why we went with them. This is our shelter logic structure that we bought, I think, back in March, so it's about 10 months, 9-10 months old. The shelter logic structure is actually the upper frame. The bottom is 3 corral panels in a U shape, and so far it's been holding up well. The reason we bought this was we needed temporary shelter for our heifers. The plan is to build a barn, but we just needed something to get us through this first year. But even though we only needed it for a year for this, it's got some, it's pretty high quality, so I think we'll probably keep it around and probably find other uses for it as well. We did buy the enclosure kit, which is separate, which is the lower panels around the sides, and then also that rear upper panel to enclose it, make it more like a run-in shelter. And overall, we've been really pleased with it. I think it's a good option for a small homestead looking for some shelter. It was pretty economical. I think the 3 corral panels cost more than the shelter kit itself. Altogether, probably about $500.
I know you guys are doing loose hay. You're not doing hay bales this year, is that correct?
That is correct.
So you may not have a really good answer for this, but do you have any idea about how much in weight they're eating in hay a day per head?
Not really. And actually, I should probably weigh it. We have a big blue tub. We give them a tub of grass hay morning and night, and then they get a quarter bale of alfalfa morning and night. So half a bale of alfalfa. He's asking how much we feed. I don't know.
Well, how much is the bale of alfalfa weigh?
Well, it's 50 pounds, and they get half of that a day. So that's 25. So probably about 6 pounds of alfalfa a day, plus the grass hay.
And that's not the only thing that you're giving them. I see you have supplements over here too. What are you supplementing them with?
So they each get about, what, 2 pounds? 2 pounds of a grain mix a day. And it's a local non-GMO. It's got kelp mixed in with it. And then we give Redmond salt in the mineral feeder over there, and ground limestone.
What is the limestone for?
It's just extra calcium. So we're just getting them ready so when they're actually producing milk, you know, they have a good source of extra calcium.
Right.
And that helps because the Jerseys can have a lot of trouble with, after calving, having milk fever and things like that. So.
And milk fever is basically a massive sudden deficiency in calcium that could kill the animal if not treated quickly.
Last summer we put up all of our hay loose for the first time. So we tried a couple different stacks. We call this one the hay pancake. It didn't quite turn out how we hoped. It very flattened out very well. Then we added more on top, so then it became kind of the hay pyramid. But we've been feeding out of it for the last couple months, and the hay quality's been good. That's been coming out of it. Obviously, storing the hay outside is not ideal. When we build a barn, we won't have that problem anymore. But so far, we've been very happy. It's amazing, even though it's loose hay, how tightly it will knit together in the stack just from the weight of it self-compressing. And so to get it out, you have to pull tufts of it, or I have my great-grandfather's Hiram Holt lightning hay knife. And so we have this hay knife here that allows you to cut into the hay and cut chunks off. So that works really well. And over here, we did a couple stacks like this. This uses a couple cattle panels that we wired together in a circle, and then we just filled it up with the loose hay. You know, every couple loads we get in there and kind of tromp it down as we're filling it, and then we topped it off with a tarp. So we've been feeding out of the hay pancake for a while. We probably got another month or so out of it, and then we'll open the cattle panel stacks up and see how that hay is. So this is our boomer hay trolley. It was made sometime before 1906 by the Milwaukee Hay Tool Company, and we are going to use this in our barn. This is used for unloading loose hay from the wagon. And so what I just did this last week was I did a mock-up of the track. It didn't come with the track, so I had to make it, and I just wanted to test some ideas to make sure that I could do it on a full-size scale for our barn. So everything worked out pretty good, I think. The way this works is this is the end of the track here, and this projects out beyond the barn. So you would park your hay wagon underneath the hay trolley here when it's fully loaded. This pulley would have either a hay grapple or slings that you would hook into it, and then you would have something on the other end of this rope, and this rope is smaller than we'd actually use, but you'd have a team of horses or a tractor, and they would pull on the rope and it would pull the hay up to the trolley, and the trolley is being held in place right here so it can't move. Once that pulley locks in, the trolley would then roll inside the barn, and whenever you get it where you want it, there's a separate line to release the hay, a trip line, and you would drop the hay. And then this would slide back out and drop the pulley for another load. This is our Quail Igloo. It's a Suscovich style chicken tractor that we covered with plastic for the winter. It actually does stay pretty warm in there.
Other than the plastic for the winter, are there any other kind of deviations from the Suscovich plans?
I don't think so.
No, I think we made it pretty much just like his plans were. We didn't use any pressure treated wood in it because we're organic.
Hello, Quail. Quail is an experiment that we decided to do this last year on our farm. We were interested in getting some quail eggs, and we found out that actually there were no certified organic quail producers in the Northwest, so we thought it might be a market opportunity as well. I have not had a lot of experience at all with any type of birds, so it was very new to me, but we contacted some of our friends, such as you, and I helped out a lot. We got 12 eggs and we incubated them, and we had 7 that hatched, and out of that we had 4 males and 3 female. So when they reached about 8 weeks, we harvested the males, and then I had 1 female that actually broke her leg, but we harvested her too, and they were all delicious.
They were all delicious.
And they started laying eggs around 12 weeks, I think, and they have been very good eggs, and I've sold some, and this was more of a proof of concept this year. We built this Suscovich type tractor, and we were moving it around. I have some ideas for some different things I want to do for next year, but I do plan in February, March to hatch out about 60 or so quail and try to ramp up the production and see what I can do with that. And the thing I like the most about a quail egg is that the ratio of the yolk to the white in a quail egg is a lot higher than in a chicken egg, so they taste richer. And if you wanted to use eggs like in a salad, they're a lot easier in a salad, because if you have a big chicken egg and you cut it all up, you inevitably get a bunch of white or a bunch of yolk. But with a quail egg, you can slice them in half to the perfect bite size, and so that's another reason I really like them.
This is our 1940s International Manure Spreader. So when we clean the corral and stuff, we just pitch directly into this. And the way it works is there's actually what's called an apron chain, so it's kind of like a conveyor belt along the bottom. So it's ground driven, meaning that the drive wheels actually run all the mechanisms. But once it's engaged, that apron chain slowly moves the load towards the back. In the back, there's all these beaters and shredders that grab the manure, break it up, and spread it out over the field. So it's a good way of fertilizing your hay field or pastures.
So I've been coming here since summer of 2016 to get hay.
Right, so you saw it from, like, remember when it was just the
there's just grass here. And that, so I saw it throughout various stages as I was coming over the last couple of years for hay, but this is the first time I've been here where you guys are actually living in here. So the house is done.
Yes.
Yes.
Mostly.
A house is never done. I don't think a house is ever done, but we are living in it.
Right, you have your permit to occupy.
Yes.
Yes.
So your entire house build is documented on your YouTube channel, as well as videos about the shelter, the quail, getting the cows.
The hay trolley, putting up hay, putting up loose hay with the equipment that we have for that.
Right, so where can people go to find that?
You can search on YouTube just Blue Creek Dairy Farm, 4 words, and our channel should pop up.
And of course, I'll leave some links as well in the video description and the pop-up on the screen. So be sure to head over to Blue Creek Dairy Farm to see all the little things that you saw today, but so much more.
We can talk about why we painted the underside of our porch. So it's always blue sky.
No. I didn't know if you wanted
It's always blue sky when you walk out the front door.